Hi. Thank you for coming. Very excited to be here. I'm Murat Ögat, co-founder and CEO of Aktionariat, and we are a tokenization provider based in Switzerland, which enables small, medium enterprises and private equity to tokenize and also enable markets, primary and secondary markets. So quick word about Aktionariat is we started 6 years ago. So far we tokenized more than 90 companies in Switzerland. The total value of our tokenized shares of all companies on our platform is more than 200 million francs. And the total investment volume on our platform so far, primary and secondary, has exceeded 60 million francs. And we also have a mobile app for investors for self-custody that we provide, and we have more than 35,000 registered users of our mobile app who are interested in tokenized equity. So basically, what do we offer? We offer a tokenization for, first of all, but it's just a start. After tokenization, we try to make tokenized equity usable. And what we provide for companies is, first of all, an issuer portal where the entire offering around the tokenization can be managed. They can see the shareholder register and so on. I'll go into detail of each one of them. And the investor relations page, a no-code page for investors that increases transparency. And the integrated primary and secondary markets, primary for direct investment into the company without any intermediaries, and the secondary trading with an order book. So I'll briefly go and show how this actually looks like live. So not sure if you can see it, but this is our issuer portal. To my knowledge, this is one of the most mature advanced management portals for tokenized equity. And you can even start using this without tokenization. So for free, you can sign up and start to manage your shareholder cap, your share classes. It works with traditional and tokenized shares together. So even before you tokenize, you can actually start making use of this dashboard. And what you get is, to briefly show you, is first of all, a list of shareholders. So you can have hundreds of thousands of shareholders, and you can see them all in this table. Some of our clients have more than 5,000 shareholders, which would be incredibly messy to manage without such a table, and in a traditional way, and through tokenized shares, it makes it easy. You can see your share classes. We support multiple share classes, traditional classes, tokenized share classes. You don't need to tokenize the entire company. You can partially tokenize, or you can just tokenize one share class, and this is able to work with all of these cases. You can see all the transfers between your shareholders and investors through tokenized shares. This is also automatic. You can also manually add transfers for traditional shareholders, traditional transfers, and the tokenized transfers are detected automatically, obviously. You have an on-chain treasury management where you can see all your tokens. You have your multi-sig where you can execute corporate actions, and you can also control your markets here. So the more interesting part, and I will show you, is the investor page that we give to all our issuers. This is ours, so but every issuer on our platform has such a page. To just show an example, this is, for example, the example AG. This is for another company called Bosinfo with a market cap of 90 million francs. This is for Switzerland. All the companies have at the end such an investor page. You get the idea, and I will do a product demo on our own page. So this is our investor relations page. Without even signing in, you can see a lot of information here about the company. For example, the total number of shares, the market cap, the tokenized amount, number of shareholders. You can check the legal documents, which is the basis for tokenization, which rights this token give to you, token contract. So even in the base case, it provides a lot of transparency for investors. And it's a good resource for investors to connect. You can see some business metrics. For example, this is the monthly trade volume in our case. And if you are signed in, you can also see your shareholder bonus. So let me sign in. You can sign in either by a magic link or QR code or any wallet connection. So let me do this. Yes, now I'm signed in with my wallet, which was connected to my shareholder account, so the page knows who I am, which shareholder I am, and I'm able to access more information. For example, my positions in the company, traditional tokenized balances, and more importantly, here you see two integrated markets. This is also the most important feature that we have enabled to make markets. The first one is the direct investment. And here you have a pretty simple widget that allows you to buy shares directly from us. So you can here, the wallet is already connected. You can either pay by bank transfer or cryptocurrency. So I'll just do both of them. I can simply enter that I want to buy 100 of our shares, create the order, and you would get a QR code. Now, this, if you pay this bill, this money will go directly into the bank account of the company, and the company would need to approve, which triggers an on-chain settlement. Since this is a bank transfer, you cannot settle automatically, obviously. But there is also a way to buy with cryptocurrency, which is as simple. You can select just cryptocurrency, and we use the Franken coin, ZCHF, which is the Swiss franc-based stablecoin. If I now initiate a purchase, this will trigger a confirmation on my wallet. And we also sponsor these transactions, but this is a topic for another talk. And I wait for the confirmation, 12 seconds on Ethereum mainnet. Yeah. And now actually automatically settled, my crypto francs were delivered to the contract, and my shares arrived in my wallet. So this is how it is easy to become a shareholder. And this is the primary market. So the companies are using it for direct investment, directly selling their shares to investors without any intermediaries. We also have a secondary market. This is more an order book-based solution. And this is not for fundraising, but enabling a venue for existing shareholders and investors to buy and sell shares. And here you can simply have also a similar widget where you can, first of all, see the order book. You can see your open orders, your trade history. You can see all trades here. And if you want, you can enter your price. In the primary market, the price is controlled by the issuer. So they decide at what price they want to sell the shares to the investors. But here, any investor or shareholder could enter their own limit price. So let's say I want to buy 10 DAX for 6 francs each. And which would not settle immediately because it will be just in the order book, or let's say 6.1, and then I try to sign the offer. This will trigger EIP 712 signature in my wallet. I will sign an object, and this will be saved as an intent to trade. And let me do it. Yes, so the buy order is placed. You can see now this didn't exist before at 610, and now it's in the order book, and others can come and submit other orders. If some orders are already matching, they are executed immediately. If some remaining part remains, then it's just put on the order book for later to match. Yes, and through this solution, the companies are actually able to operate a limited market on their own website, and without any intermediaries, without any custodians, without any exchanges. But our tokens are also, of course, compatible with all of the other DeFi, so you can take our share tokens, use it as collateral, for example, in the Frankencoin platform, or any kind of DeFi platform is compatible. You can take it to other centralized exchanges or custodians which are able to operate in ERC20 tokens, which makes it the share even more useful. Yeah. Thank you very much. I mean, that's the product. If there are any questions, happy to answer.
Thank you. You are mentioning placing order books. Mm-hmm. Do you have some market making, or what's the liquidity? Mm-hmm. Do you organize it, or it's purely organic? Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are a technology provider, so we are not engaging. We cannot even engage in market making. And in reality, the company can participate also in the secondary market. So if they have a price that they want to buy or sell, they can operate a market. Anyone could come and also operate as a market maker. But mostly what we see in practice is real shareholders that have invested years ago, and now they need a bit liquidity and try to come and sell their shares, and some other new investors trying to come in at a favorable price. So the liquidity is not too deep, but this is also a problem with private equity. You know, I mean, this type of companies are not as liquid as Tesla or Apple, so there is a certain liquidity. And what we actually offer is, if you start with this, and the moment you reach a higher volume, higher market needs, then you can actually take your token and also apply for listings on, for distribution on bigger exchanges.
What about fees? The fees are taken on the investor side or taken on the issuer side?
I mean, as a company, we have a license fee yearly as a technology operator, and then for primary investing, we charge 1.5% based on the net amount raised in the primary market. That we charge to the company, and the secondary market, we charge 1.9%, and we charge this to the seller, but directly to the company.
Side 1.5 and from the investor side 1.9.
1.9, yes.
Okay, and the 1.9 applies also to the secondary market.
Yes, it's a secondary market, yes.
Okay, so a last question, we're mentioning the collateral. Is this something I can say, is it an idea, or do you think, have you already implemented, or can I, like ST-ETH, use a token like this as a collateral?
Yes, this is even already in production. Some of our tokens are accepted as collateral. Now, this is another question, of course. The platform that is currently using our share tokens as collateral is the Frankencoin platform. Frankencoin has an own governance mechanism that you need to go through that accepts as collateral. And what matters is that your company has some substance value. So there are two companies around 100 million market cap, which Frankencoin knows that it will be able to liquidate at some price, so it is able to use as collateral to avoid incurring bad debt. But if you're a startup that just started with just an idea, probably it will be harder to let the Frankencoin accept your share as collateral. So technically it works, practically you need to be onboarded with Frankencoin to allow that. But it's in live for 2 share tokens.